Last week I posted a video about the style of photography known as high key, and in that video I took a few shots in my home office and I sort of explained to you, I showed you how I would take those shots and how I would get a high key image. And it occurred to me that in that video, because I was at home in my home studio, I pretty much had control of everything. I had control of the lighting, control of the subject, control of the position of the subject, pretty much control of everything, and it made taking those shots really easy. So what I decided to do, or what I thought I needed to do, is come outside and take a shot in the style of high key outside, outdoors, and in this bright sunshine I'm in now. So I've come out to this local nature area with an intention of taking a photo in the style of high key and show you me taking that photo, whatever that photo is going to be. Because outdoors, you're not in control of the light, the sky above me. It's coming in bright and dark, so I don't know whether it's going to be bright or dark or whatever. I'm not in control of the subject, so I don't know what the subject is yet, because I haven't found anything to photograph. Its position, its location, the environment, the atmosphere, all those things are completely out of my control until I find a photo that I want to take, and then wait for the conditions to become right. And I think taking a photo indoors, in your home studio, in your home office, in your kitchen, wherever you take your shots, you're pretty much in control of everything. You can set everything up, and it's a lot easier than going out somewhere and taking a photo. I'm not saying it's easy, because it isn't, because you've got lots of things to think about. But I think in some circumstances, in some situations, it may well be a lot easier to do it indoors. So that's what I'm going to do now in this video. I'm going to have a wander around this little park, find a picture, and show you me taking that photo. In addition to that, over the last few days since we posted our challenge on Instagram about taking and posting a picture in the style of high key, I've had a couple of questions from a few people that have asked to clarify a few things. So I thought I'd use this video to address those as well. So the first thing is, I was asked, can you use colour? And absolutely, definitely put colour in your image. You can have colour. It doesn't have to be a mono image. Your high key image can have lots of colour in it, etc. Some contrast, and that's fine. And in the examples I used on my video last week, I had some colour in those images, as well as just white backgrounds, etc. And the other question was about shadows. And in my video, I suggested that we should try to limit or sort of restrict the amount of shadows we have. So we want to mute down the shadows, but you can have shadows in your image, and shadow in a high key image can be very important and sort of add to the drama, add to the story of the picture. Just because it's high key doesn't mean to say you can't have shadows. And of course you can, but obviously you don't want harsh shadows. You want the shadows to be there, but not dominate the image. So yeah, definitely put shadows in. They will work and help to tell the story of your image. What I'm going to do now, as I said, I'm going to have a wander around this park. I'm going to try to find an image that I can take and share with you, and hopefully we can sort of take that together, and I'll show you how I would take that high key image. The nice thing about today, the sun's shining, but I've also got some nice fluffy white clouds that I can use as a nice really bright white background if I can find something to take. So let's have a look, let's go and see what we can find, and let's take a shot together. The eastern side of England tends to be drier than the west, but we're still in that period where it's very, very wet. It's been raining sort of almost non-stop the whole of 2024 in truth, and we've had almost unprecedented rainfall with flooding in fields all over the place. I've been wandering around this bit of parkland, this scrubland, looking for something to take a photo of. The truth is, it's winter, so there's not a lot going on in this parkland. There's not a lot growing, although there are signs of sort of shoots that are growing, little bits of life that are now emerging from the winter, and it's soon to be spring. And of course, one of the things that are all year round are the berries that are on this bush. And I think a nice red berry with a super light background may take a really cool shot, a cool high key shot. So I'm going to use the Nikon D3000 to take a shot of these berries, and I'm going to set the shot up now. And I've got a tripod with me, and I'm going to connect it all up to the tripod and take you through a shot of taking a picture of those berries with this Nikon and try to get a high key shot. Let's see how I can do. Let's see what I get. So I've moved slightly away from that position I was a minute ago because I found this one berry that's sort of stuck on the end of what looks like a bramble bush. These are really prickly, horrible, prickly things. And I've set the Nikon D3000 up as close as I can to this berry to try to isolate the berry only on its own. I've got it at 55mm and I've got it at f3, at the lowest f-stop as I can to try to isolate that, pinpoint that in the picture. This isn't a macro lens, this isn't a macro camera, this is a standard 1855 lens on this 15 years old Nikon D3000. So if you've got a camera like this, then you can easily take this shot just as I am. I'll show you what it looks like on the back of, as best I can on the back of camera because it's not got any live view. And I'll try and take this shot. I'm hopeful that the nice white fluffy clouds come past in the background. I'm almost shooting into the sun, so I'm hoping to get a really bright background, and I'm going to focus and do spot metering on that particular berry so that berry stands out and is the bright this thing, and the background's as light as it can be, so that it's all nicely exposed on that particular berry. Let's have a look at that. This is what it looks like on the back of my Olympus. And as you can see, the metering on the Olympus on the video is obviously metering for the sky, or all this bit around it, not actually for the berry. So that's why the berry looks a bit darker than it would be. Obviously it's in shadow, it's in shade because the sun's the other side of the berry. But this is kind of what the shot's going to look like. I'm going to change this and put the Nikon D3000 in, and I'm going to just expose for the berry, spot meter for the berry itself, so that the background is a lot lighter than the berry. So the berry should be exposed perfectly. The background will be sort of not blown out, but it'll be a lot brighter. That's the idea. So I've put you over there because I don't think you can see what I'm doing on the back of the camera, but I've gone for 1/200th of a second, f5.6. That's the lowest f-stop I can get with the camera extended, the lens extended at 55mm. I've gone spot metering on this berry, and I have gone for just focus only on this berry, ISO 100, and I am going to use the 10-second timer. So here we go. I've got this all set up on the tripod. I'm going to press this now, and let's see what we get from this image. That's it. It's beeping. It's going to take the shot in 10 seconds. I'll take that shot, and then I'll when I get back, I'll show you that picture. Or well, you can see it in a second actually, because the power of YouTube means that you can see this instantly. So I'll put this up now and let's have a look, see how well that looks as a high key image. I'm going to carry on walking up and round this parkland to try to find another shot. It's really muddy. It's really difficult to walk on this mud. But I know that there's a lake in this bit of parkland, so I'm going to have a little look at that lake. That might find me some opportunity if I can get some real nice light on that lake. But I'm going to carry on having a wander around here for a few more minutes, try to find another shot, because it'd be sad to just leave you with one shot and then I'll see what I can come up with. Let's have a look. This is cool. I've just found these little patch of grasses in this bit of scrubland, and this nice white grass, this head of this nice white grass, I think will look really good with the sky in the background, and sky being sort of, you know, ultra bright and focusing on this. I think that might look really nice. I don't know until I've taken it and had a look, but I'm going to use the Nikon again. I'm going to persist with this camera. And you might wonder, why on earth are you taking shots on a 15-year-old DSLR, 10 megapixel DSLR? Well, the reason I do it is because I want to be able to show you as a photographer that you don't need super expensive camera equipment to get the shots. You can get really, really good shots on a 15-year-old 10 megapixel camera that doesn't have any bells, any whistles, any screens, any extra buttons. It just takes photos, and just to prove that you don't need super expensive gear to get these nice shots, to get shots that are good enough for our photography challenge. You can do it with a $50 camera. It's really, really easy to do, and I'll show you exactly what I'm doing to take this picture with the sky in the background and try to make it into a high key image. Let's get this set up now and I'll show you. I can't really show you on the back of camera because it just doesn't show on my Olympus when I do the video, but I'm going for 1/500th of a second. I'm around about f5ish. I'll have a look at that in a minute. I'm trying to get the isolate this sort of grass, the head of this grass in the image on the light background. I've as far as the metering's concerned, I'm spot metering and I overexpose the image as far as the background's concerned, but I've correctly exposed the top of the grass to make sure that's exposed correctly. So I'm going to just grab that shot now and we'll have a look at that as soon as I've taken it. I've set it all up already. I'm in manual mode, by the way, which I have been all along. And let's do this now. I've not set the timer on this one because the shutter speed is so fast it should get it. I'm going to take a couple of shots because this thing's swaying about in the wind. So I want to make sure I get it right in the first place. So I'm just going to click a few shots and pick the best one.